वल्लभाजय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदानन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुनतिरावनचारि जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्जविहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथाय जय बलदेवाय जय सुभद्रा मैया जय हो सुदर्शना जय जय गौरांगी बेंगलोरेश्वर जय गौरांगी बेंगलोरेश्वर जय गौरांगी बेंगलोरेश्वर जय गौरांगी जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा जय हो अनंत देव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज जय वामन देव जय वामन देव वामन देव जय वामन देव जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय शालिग्राम जय शालिग्राम शालिग्राम जय शालिग्राम जय निताई चैतन्य जय निताई चैतन्य जय निताई चैतन्य जय गौर हरि जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय इस्कॉन बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शील प्रभुपाद की जय नामाचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय भक्ति देवी की जय भक्ति प्रदायिनी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोप गोपिका राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय जय श्री जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई से सुदर्शन महाराज की जय जय श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय जय श्री श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री श्री द्वारकाधीश धाम की जय। श्री श्री साकेत अयोध्यापुरी धाम की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nithai Gaur Sitanath Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतिरुत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome you all in today's morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. And today we are going to read from Canto 4th of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 20th, entitled Lord Vishnu's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena of Maharaj Prithu. And under that, we are going to read text number 7. So, on behalf of ISKCON Seshatripuram, once again I welcome you. And let me share my screen so that we can read from the chapter. So, wherever you are, you can recite it. एकः शुद्धः स्वयं ज्योतिर्निर्गुणो अशो गुणाश्रयः सर्वगो अनावृतः साक्षी निरात्मात्मनः परः। एकः शुद्धः स्वयं ज्योतिर्निर्गुणो असो गुणाश्रयः सर्वगो अनावृतः साक्षी निरात्मात्मनः परः। एकः शुद्ध स्वयं ज्योतिर्निर्गुणो असो गुणाश्रयः सर्वगो अनावृतः साक्षी निरात्मात्मना मनः आत्मनः परः. So synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Synonyms: Ekaha, one; Shuddhaha, pure; Swayam, self; Jyotihi, effulgent; Nirgunaha, without material qualifications; Asau, that; Guna Ashraya, the reservoir of good qualities; Sarvagaha, able to go everywhere; Anavrataha, without being covered by matter; Sakshi, witness; Niratma, without another self; Atma Atmanaha, to the body and mind; Paraha, transcendental. Translation: the individual soul is one, pure, non material, and self effulgent. He is the reservoir of all good qualities and he is all pervading. He is without material covering and he is the witness of all activities. He is completely distinguished from other living entities and he is transcendental to all embodied souls. Purport: in the previous verse, two significant words are used: Asmakshaktaha means without attachment, and Buddhaha meaning fully cognizant of everything. By full cognizance, it is meant that one should know about his own constitutional position as well as the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in this verse, Lord Vishnu is describing himself or the Paramatma. The Paramatma is always distinguished from the embodied soul as well as the material world. Therefore, he has been described as Para. That para or supreme personality of Godhead is Eka, meaning one. That the Lord is one, that whereas the conditioned soul embodied within the material world exists in many varieties of form. There are demigods, human beings, animals, trees, birds, bees, and so forth. Thus, the living entities are not Eka but many. As confirmed in Vedas, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. The living entities who are many and who are entangled in this material world are not pure. However, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pure and detached. Due to being covered by the material body, the living entities are not self effulgent. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead Paramatma is self effulgent. The living entities, being contaminated by the modes of material nature, are called Saguna, whereas Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Nirguna, not being under the influence of the material modes. The living entities being encaged in material qualities are Gunashrita, whereas the supreme personality of Godhead is Gunashraya. The conditioned soul's vision is covered by material contamination, therefore he cannot see the cause of his action and he cannot see his past lives. The supreme personality of Godhead, not being covered by a material body, is the witness of all the activities of the living entity. But both of them, the living entity and the Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are Atma or Spirit. They are one in quality, yet they are different in so many ways, especially in regard to the six opulences the Supreme Personality of Godhead has in full. Full knowledge means that the Jivatma, the living entity, must know both the position and both his position and Supreme's position. That is full knowledge. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्वसे नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ब्राह्मण पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु जयतां सुरतोपङ्गोरा मम मन्दमतेर्गति मतःसरस्वपादाम्बुजो श्रीराधा मदनमोहनो दिव्यादरवन्दरन्यकल्पद्रुमतो श्रीमद्रत्नागरासिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधा शीलगोविन्ददेवो पृष्ठालिभिः सेव्या मनुस्मरामि श्रीमनरासरसारम्भे वांसि वटतटे स्थितः कर्षणवेणुस्वनरगोपी गोपीनाथश्रियेस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So welcome you all again in morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. And today, as we discussed, that we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam's Canto 4th, Chapter 20th, entitled Lord Vishnu's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena of Maharaj Prithu. And under that chapter, we are going to read and discuss text number 7. So, once again, I'm going to read the translation. The individual soul is one, pure, non material, and self effulgent. He is the reservoir of all good qualities and he is all pervading. He is without material covering and he is the witness of all activities. He is completely distinguished from other living entities and he is transcendental to all embodied souls. So, before getting into the discussion of this particular verse, we are going to just take a recap of this chapter as well and the context we are going to understand that under what context that Lord Vishnu appeared in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Prithu. So, in the previous chapters and previous verses, we had a thorough understanding of that how Maharaj Prithu organized the horse sacrifice, right? And he performed around 99 horse sacrifices. And it was the will of Maharaj Prathu that he's going to perform 100 such sacrifices. So the last one, that's the 100th one, horse sacrifice, was arranged, and all the sages were chanting the verses, and the sacrifice was going to take place. And for that matter, the sacrificial horse was arranged, and during the preparation, it so happened that the king of heaven, Indra, took away the horse, and as we know that he took the garb of sannyasi, right? And he took away the sacrificial horse from the arena. And Maharaj Atrish saw this, that it is no one other than King Indra who is taking away the sacrificial horse. Then he informed Maharaj Prithu about this. And Maharaj Prithu's son actually went after King Indra to get the horse back. And when Maharaj Prithu's son, when he went after Indra, he saw him in the the dress of a sannyasi, and he thought that, and when he saw Indra in that dress, he thought that he is actually a sannyasi. So how he can take away the sacrificial horse, right? And with all reverence to that sannyasi, he came back to the sacrificial arena and told that he actually didn't find King Indra, but he actually found uh, a sannyasi, right? But Atri Rishi told him that he is not a sannyasi, rather than he is actually disguised himself in that robe, but he is actually Indra. So you go back and bring the horse back. So when Maharaj Prithu's son went after, again he went after King Indra to take the sacrificial horse. At that time, King Indra actually vanished away from the scene, and he left the sacrificial horse there. So Maharaj Prithu's son brought the horse back to the sacrificial arena, and the preparation started. And in that particular aspect, it is being said that how King Indra introduced dharma, right? Because taking the dress of a sannyasi and not acting like a sannyasi is adharma. So it is said that King Indra introduced adharma. So in that way, when the horse came back and the sacrificial arena, all the sacrifice related paraphernalia was arranged, and again the rishis, sages there started chanting the verses, and when it so happened, again, King Indra actually came to the sacrificial arena and he stole the sacrificial horse. And this time, Maharaj Prathu became very angry. I'm just, giving a context here, not going in details here. So Maharaj Prathu became very angry that how come Indra can, impede the progress of this sacrifice. So he actually, took his bow, and he was about to kill Lord Indra with his arrow, right? At that time, the sages told that, you shouldn't kill Indra, because this sacrifice is meant for animal sacrifice, not for any others, right? So you should stop killing Indra. And then where sages told that no, we are going to take care of this, you need not to worry about that. So when sages started chanting the mantras to kill Indra, right? So at that scene, Lord Brahma appeared, and he told that you shouldn't kill Indra, right? Because he's a devotee of the Lord, and that is actually doesn't suit to a person who is a devotee of the Lord. And also, you are Brahmanas, right? So, Brahmanas are not supposed to kill anyone, and he is none other than King Indra himself, right? He's a demigod, and he is a devotee of the Lord. So, that much, sanctity you need to maintain. So, you shouldn't kill, uh, you know, uh, King Indra. So Lord Brahma actually told that that King Indra and uh, the all sages present there, right? That you are all part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? And therefore you shouldn't be angry with King Indra, right? And then he told that to Maharaj Prithu that you already performed 99 sacrifices, right? And Lord Brahma actually then informed Maharaj Prithu that he is thoroughly aware of the path of liberation. Then what is the use of these sacrifices? Because ultimately these sacrifices are meant for material benefits. So a person who is very much well versed with the path of self-realization, path of liberation, then he shouldn't perform these kind of sacrifices. Then he told Maharaj Prithu that you shouldn't get agitated and anxious because your sacrifices have not been properly executed due to these impediments, right? And he told Maharaj Prithu that more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of materialistic life or thought, basically. And he told that stop the performance of these sacrifices because they have induced Indra to introduce many irreligious principles, right? This is what we discussed, that Indra actually introduced so many irreligious principles, two irreligious principle for that matter. So you should know very well that if you keep on doing this, then Indra will again come and do something, and he will, again introduce some other irreligious principle. So rather than doing so, we should see that how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of sacrifice by stealing the sacrificial horse. Right? So these activities are very sinful, and he has introduced them. And now, because he's the king of demigods, so the general populace will follow him, right? So if you do not stop this, then again King Indra will come back and he will introduce some other irreligious principle. So for the benefit of everyone, you should stop this. And the king Prathu actually offered all kind of rewards to Brahmana at the end, and he stopped that sacrifice. And then actually all the sages and Brahmana told that King Prathu, by your invitation, all classes of living entities are being entered in this assembly, right? So many entities from Pitraloka, heavenly planets has come in the came in the sacrifice. Great sages also attended this, and now all of them are very satisfied by your charity and the way you have behaved, right? So in this way, when this was happening, Lord Vishnu actually appeared in the midst of this sacrificial ceremony, and Lord Vishnu actually told Maharaj Prithu that I have come here, in this uh, sacrifice, and Indra, the king of heaven, has actually disturbed your 100th sacrifice, and now he has come along with me so that you can forgive him. And so I ask you to please excuse him and forgive him. So he told again, Maharaj Prithu, Lord Vishnu told Maharaj Prithu that you know that one who is advanced, the same thing what Lord Brahma told Maharaj Prathu, the same statement, on those same lines actually Lord Vishnu is speaking to Maharaj Prathu, that one who is advanced in intelligence, right, and one who is very much desire, having that desire, deep desire in the heart to do welfare activities for the people in general, and a person, uh, an advanced person and a devotee is never actually malicious to anyone, right? So those who are intelligent, they are always conscious that this material body is different from the Atma. And then again, Lord Vishnu is telling Maharaj Prithu that if a person like you, right, who is so much advanced, right, in executing, the instruction of acharyas, right, if he is carried away by the influence of my material energy, then you can understand that your advancement will be considered as simply waste of time. So this is again a very good understanding that we can also take, uh, which Lord Vishnu is telling to Maharaj Prathu. Then Maharaj Prathu is again, you know, understanding this, and the Lord Vishnu is again telling that those who are in full of knowledge of this bodily conception of life, right? They actually never get attached to the body. And similarly, in the previous verse, Lord was telling that how can a highly learned person who has absolutely no affinity for the bodily conception of life be affected by the bodily conception in regard to house, children, wealth, and similar other bodily production. So this is the background of this verse. And in this particular verse, Lord Vishnu is telling Maharaj Prathu. So again, I'm going to read the translation. The individual soul is one, pure, non-material, and self-effulgent. He is the reservoir of all good qualities, and he is all-pervading, and he is without material covering. He is the witness of all activities. He is completely distinguished from other living entities, and he is transcendental to all embodied souls. So in this particular verse, Lord is explaining about himself. This is what Prabhupada is explaining in the purport, that Vishwanath Chakti Thakur is telling in his explanation of this particular verse, that Lord is actually explaining about himself, that how he is different from uh, the other entities or living entities, right? So in this verse we understood that how Lord is telling about his qualities, right? So we need to understand that there is a difference between Atma and Paramatma. So we all are Atma. Even Lord is also Atma, but he is Para Atma or Paramatma. So we sometimes spell it as Para Atma or Paramatma, right? So Para plus Atma is like Paramatma. So Para means absolute, right? So para means absolute. But in our case, we are just Atma, or we are just Atma, but we are Jivatmas. So whereas Lord is Paramatma, right? So there are certain distinction between a Lord and uh, the living entities, right? So we, as we are part and parcel of the Lord, right? So this is what Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. Mame vansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Right? So all the living entities in this world, right, are part and parcel of the Lord. But due to, right, due to our connection with material modes of nature, or in other words, when we get contaminated with the material modes of nature, then our true nature get covered, where in case of Lord, right? So this is what Prabhupada is also explaining in the purport, that Lord is gunashraya, means he's the reservoir of all the qualities, material qualities, right? But he is again nirguna as well, because he is not get affected by those gunas. So sometimes people may think that he is not having any qualities, but in fact he is the reservoir of all the good qualities. But at the same time we are gunashrita, we are ashrita, we are dependent on the attributes of the material modes of nature, whereas Lord is gunashraya, he is the reservoir, he is the shelter of all the gunas. So sometimes nirguna means that having no qualities, but he's not having any material qualities. This is what Prabhupada is saying, right? But he's having all the spiritual qualities, and spiritual qualities, when they come in contact of material modes of nature, they become the material qualities. And that's how we as a living entities having those material qualities. So ultimately, the reservoir is Krishna, but we are dependent on the all the gunas, right? So, in other words, Lord is actually, we are predominated, right? And Lord is predominator, right? So we are Gunashrita and Lord is Gunashraya. We are Ansha and Lord is Anshi, right? So this is what Prabhupada is also explaining here. In this particular verse, we need to understand that Lord is one, right? Whereas living entities are many. So this is again one more difference that has been discussed here. That Lord is Eka. This is what we are seeing in this particular verse, that Ekaha Shuddha Swayam Jyotir, and is self-effulgent. Whereas since we are covered by the material modes of nature, we are not self-effulgent. So this is what, that to understand the true nature, right, of oneself, is that we can take as a goal of life, right? This is what is the goal of life of a devotee, to understand the true nature of the self, right? And what is the true nature of self, or the atma or the jivatma? Jivero swarupoe krishnero nityadas. So we are the eternal servitor, eternal servants of the Lord, right? And this is the basic attribute of a Jiva, Atma, that he serves the whole and serves the absolute. And the absolute is Sri Krishna. So, the individual soul, the Jiva, is also again one pure and non-material and self-illuminous. But when? When he is uncovered by the three modes of material nature. And the super soul or the Paramatma is the supreme, and he is transcendental and all pervading spirit situated in everyone's heart, right? And he is actually present in all the atoms of this universe, and that's why he's omnipresent, whereas we are not omnipresent, we are just present in this body, right? So again, the jivas, having we can have a list of attributes for jivas, right? Or basically Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually explain about the four attributes, four principal attributes of jiva, right? So first is that the jiva is amsha, part and parcel of the Lord. Mame vansha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. So the jiva is part and parcel of the supreme, whereas Lord is actually the father, so the supreme father and the seed giver, right? This is what we understand from Bhagavad Gita. So we are amsha and Lord is amshi, whereas again the category of or the attribute, one of the attribute of jiva is that he is nitya baddha, he is internally conditioned. So the jiva is conditioned by material nature for an extended period, right? And that's why they are called as nitya baddha, or always eternally conditioned, right? So this is again one of the attribute of jiva. So we know that when there are nitya baddha jiva, then there are nitya mukta jiva as well. But again, they are jiva only. So again, the second attribute is that they are liberated, eternally liberated souls, right? And this kind of jiva can regain. I mean, we can also regain our original pure liberated state even while in the material world. So this is the target actually, that we become mukta or liberated in this very life, right? So now, till now we have discussed three attributes of jiva. One is that he is amsha, second is that he is nitya baddha, third is that he is nitya mukta, and then the fourth and the important one that has been described by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Bheda Abheda. Bheda Abheda means having same quality and different quantity, right? So if you take a drop of ocean, right, so that ocean is having the same composition of salts as the whole ocean water is having, right? But they are qualitatively same, but they are quantitatively they are different, right? So if you take the mass of a droplet of sea water, then it is more than negligible, right, in comparison to the whole ocean. But the qualitatively they are same, correct? So this is called as simultaneously oneness and difference. Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. So this is the main principle, philosophical principle of our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? This is being given by Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That, and this is the core teaching of our Sampradaya, that the simultaneously we are one, and we having oneness and difference with Paramatma. So we are qualitatively same and quantitatively different, right? So the Lord Krishna imparts this transcendental knowledge to Arjuna as well in Bhagavad Gita, which was also given to other exalted personalities like to sun god and Brahma, emphasizing the eternal nature of the soul and that how we are different from this body. The living entity forgets this knowledge due to changing of material bodies, but Lord actually, since his not changing the bodies, right? So we need to understand that Lord always remain eternally in this original form, right? That's why he remembers everything about himself and others as well. But no one can be equal to the Lord. If we think that we someday we will also become that like Lord, then we are in the illusion, and that is called as mayavad, right? To consider oneself as God. So the only thing that we need to understand from our perspective is that we are not this body, we are soul, and we are part and parcel of the Lord. And the duty of part and parcel of the Lord is to serve the whole, right? Jivero swarup hoye krishnera nityadas. So the scriptural verses are often not immediately clear when we need to have a proper understanding, and that's where the importance of guru come in the picture, right? So when we listen to the authoritative speakers from the authoritative speakers and the acharyas, and when we study the transcendental literature, then only we can understand the inherent meaning of the particular verse. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings and comments are also very much important for us to understand the true nature of the soul, right? And Jiva, we need to understand that we are again individual living entity. We are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are conditioned by nature. Whereas this Paramatma or the Super Soul, right, is all pervading, self effulgent, detached, and transcendental. And Nirguna means without material qualities, and that is the transcendental nature of Paramatma. Whereas we are Saguna. Lord is Nirguna, then we are Saguna. When we are Amsha, then Lord is Amshi. We are Nitya, Baddha, and Nitya Mukta, whereas Lord is as Paramatma, right? And again, we need to understand that Bheda Tattva, that we are same in quality but different in quality. So, the Jiva shares qualities with the Lord, but it is quantitatively different. So, what we can understand from this verse, that the individual soul is also pure and transcendental, but we are conditioned by coming in contact with the material nature, which limits our knowledge and our presence as well. And the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, is one. He is omnipresent, he is omniscient, and free from material contamination, and he is witness of all the activities. We are the doer, and Lord is the witness. And the true spiritual knowledge actually involves realizing both our position and supreme personality of God has constitutional position. So this is our duty. The true spiritual knowledge lies in understanding our own constitutional position as well as the constitutional position of the Lord. And then we discussed about the four attributes of Jiva that is being described by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And now we need to also understand that these facts requires proper guidance. Actually, to understand this truth we need proper guidance from the gurus and shastras, and shastras we can only understand when we do the scriptural study. The teachings actually that we need to take, the fundamental philosophy of our Brahma Madhva Gauda Sampradaya is Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. That is simultaneously one, and we are different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So with that, I conclude here. If there are any questions, then I can take up. Otherwise, we'll wind up here. So I thanks all of you very much for attending this session, and I hope that this session was useful. So my all thanks to you. So I pray that we all actually get taste in Lord's Namarup Leela Gun, and we have progressive understanding of our spiritual nature in due course of time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, अमल पुराण श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताई गौर सितानाथ प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। हरि ओम तत्सत।